Hello, my lovely sunshiners. I just wanted to come on and ask you a question about karma. Do you ever say karma's a bitch? And you're referring to something that somebody's done to you, so it's a wrong that somebody's done to you, and you turn around and you say, "Oh, don't worry about it. Karma's a bitch. It'll come back and bite them on the ass." So we quite hear that quite a lot. It's quite a term that's quite often bandied about. And I just thought I would talk to you a little bit about the 12 laws of karma and understanding the way that we can live by them to have a more fulfilling life. So, the concept of karma is deeply rooted in Eastern philosophy and spirituality. It's often associated with the idea that our actions have consequences, and these consequences can affect our present and future lives. We will explore the 12 laws of karma, each offering valuable insights and guidance for living a more purposeful and fulfilling life. Um, the law of karma is, we generally refer to karma as just one thing, but it's not. It's a lot of different things what are interconnected. So these 12 laws are some of the main ones that go with karma. So number one is the great law. Whatever we put into the universe will come back to us. This is obviously the one that we use most often. It is the one that we use when we do say karma's a bitch. Karma will come back and bite you on the ass. You know, this is the one that we use most often, and it's the one that you probably hear people say quite a lot of. The great law of karma, often summarized as you sow, so you shall reap. It teaches us that our actions have consequences. This law reminds us that whatever we put into the world will come back to us, whether it's positive or negative. And by understanding and embracing this law, we can become more conscious of our actions and impact on our lives. I don't know if you've ever heard of karma credits. And what that refers to is you do something that's quite negative, and your karma credits come out of your little karma credit pot or bank account or whatever you want to call it. So you do something that can be negative, and karma credits come out. But for every good thing that you do, you fill in your bank account or your pot with your karma credits. So, it balances itself out to some degree. Number two is the law of humility. One must accept something in order to change it. And what this means is the law of humility emphasizes the importance of embracing humility in our interactions with others by recognizing that we are all connected and equally valuable. We can foster empathy and compassion. Humility encourages us to treat everyone with respect and kindness, knowing that we are all on our own unique journey. Because sometimes we often think that we're just on this journey alone, and we're not. We're not on this journey alone at all. There's a lot of people that are going through very similar situations. So, number three is the law of responsibility. We must take responsibility for what is in our lives. Taking responsibility for our actions is a fundamental aspect of the law of karma. It reminds us that we are the architects of our own lives, and we must take ownership of our choices. By doing so, we gain the power to shape our destinies in alignment with our values and desires. Quite often people will say things like, it's not my fault, it's their fault, or it's this job, or it's this, or it's that. And they never actually look at what's going on in here and what's going on in here. And they will find excuses and they'll blame everybody else, and they'll not even take on 1 ounce of responsibility for their own behaviour. So think about the law of responsibility. Next, we have the law of focus. We cannot think of 2 different things at the same time. People have probably said to you, well, I can think of 500 things that's going on in my mind at the same time. And that's generally because we tend to be busy doing stuff, and we're off here shopping, or we're picking kids up from school, or we're sorting out the washing, or we're doing things for family members, or whatever it may be. So we tend to be rushing around and not really focusing on the here and now. So the law of focus teaches us the significance of concentrating our attention and energy on our goals and aspirations. It encourages us to avoid distractions and stay dedicated to our pursuits. When we maintain focus, we are more likely to achieve our desires and experience the rewards of our efforts. So we try and focus on something that we're doing, trying to get it finished, instead of it being, well, I'll have 5 minutes on here and I'm really doing this report for work, but I'll just have a look on Facebook for 5 minutes. No, that can't happen. You've got, I mean, and I'm guilty of that myself, especially if my computer's being slow and it's not loading something fast enough or whatever. And then I think, well, I'll just have a 5 minute on TikTok. And before you know it, you've been on there for 20 minutes. So yeah, the law of focus is a very powerful one. Next, we've got the law of here and now. And this one is, we cannot be present if we are always looking backwards. So living in the present moment is a central theme in the law of karma. This law advises us to let go of the past and not be overly concerned about the future. By embracing the here and now, we can fully engage with life and make the most of each moment. If you look at a timeline, so you have your timeline, you've got your present bit in the middle, you've got your future, you've got your past. Most people will live in either the past or they'll live in the future. And the trouble with that is you miss out on so much that's going on right now. And people tend to live in the past because it gives them excuses for behaviour. It gives them excuses for crappy behaviour. It gives them excuses for not doing things. It just gives them a pot of excuses that they can use. And then on the other hand, you've got too far in the future where people are striving for stuff that they want, that is so far in the future that it never comes. So they never actually get there. But in that time, they've missed out on all this bit in the middle. So, you know, I'm not saying that you can't, you know, go and visit your past. And I'm not saying that you can't think about your future, because you need to do that. But living in either one of them two places all the time is not a good place to be. So practice being in the here and now. The next law is the law of patience and reward. The most valuable rewards require persistence. Patience is a virtue, and the law of karma underscores its importance. It reminds us that some rewards take time to manifest. By patiently persisting in our efforts and maintaining a positive attitude, we can eventually reap the fruits of our labour. We all want something to happen really quickly. We all want, give it me now, I want it now, it needs to happen quicker, it's not happening fast enough. Things like with weight loss, you know, people say, oh, I'm not losing any weight and I'm not actually doing anything and I don't feel any different, and then they'll give up. I mean, that's just one example of it. You know, I find this a lot with people with manifestation, and they'll say, well, manifestation doesn't work for me. But what they'll find is that they're not being patient enough and waiting for what it is that's going to come along. You know, people want the instant gratification. You know, you can order a taxi on your phone and it comes to your door straight away. You can order a McDonald's and it'll come to your door straight away. You can look on Google and you can instantly find a film or a song or a something that you find straight away. And because of that, people have now lost the ability to be a bit more patient and, you know, and just wait a little bit. So the law of patience and reward is quite a good one. The next one is the law of creation. Life does not happen by itself. We need to make it happen. The law of creation encourages us to take an active role in shaping our lives. It emphasizes that we are co-creators of our reality, and by setting intentions and taking purposeful actions, we can manifest our desires and dreams. this again is a big one in the my life coaching side of my business, because people will say, I've got these dreams and these desires and this is what I want to do. So we'll go through the process of, the manifestation process, where you ask the cosmic cosco for what you want, you do your vision board, you set your intentions, all that kind of stuff, and then that's it. And then they'll come to me a few weeks down the line and they'll say, well, nothing's happening. So I say to them, well, what action have you taken towards this particular thing? Well, nothing. Okay. So you've not taken any action at all? No. Or they'll say something like, I want to learn something. It might be a course that they want to do. And then that's why I say to them, well, have you taken any steps towards enrolling for the course? Have you started the course? Have you done it? Well, no. Well, I'm not being funny, but if you don't take any action, nothing's going to happen. You've got to keep stepping one step in front of the other, and you've got to take that action. The universe won't just go, oh yeah, there's Cheryl, I'll just send her a lot of stuff because she's asked for it. Doesn't work like that. You've got to set intentions and you've got to take the actions with it. So that's the law of creation. Then we have the law of growth, where we change ourselves and we change our lives at the same time. Growth is an essential part of the human experience, and the law of growth highlights the importance of personal development. It encourages us to continually learn, evolve, and expand our consciousness. By doing so, we can align ourselves with our higher selves and fulfill our potential. Growth is something that we need to do all the time. We need to be growing. We can't just be stagnant in a pool of still water. We've got to be moving all the time, and we've got to be learning stuff, and we've got to grow, because when we grow, we feel so much better in ourselves. And when you're learning new things, the deep sense of achievement that you get from that is huge. And I think people underestimate how much growing can boost your life and make you feel a lot better. The next one after that is the law of connection. The past, present, and future are all connected. The law of connection teaches us that everything in the universe is interconnected. Our thoughts, actions, and intentions have ripple effects that extend far beyond ourselves. By recognizing these connections, we can make choices that benefit not only us, but also the greater good. If you think about a time when, say, for example, you're walking the dog or you're just going for a walk and you see somebody and they're feeling a little bit, or they're looking a little bit sad, and you just say to them, good morning, good afternoon, are you okay? And they look and they'll say, yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Now, although they might not be fine on the inside, the fact that you've took the time to ask the question will make them feel that little bit better. So then that would then ripple out onto the next person. So they might see someone then walking up the path and they'll say to that person, oh, good morning, good afternoon, how are you? And it just passes it on, and it just makes people feel that bit happier, so the law of connection is a very good one. Next, we have the law of giving and hospitality. Our behaviour should match our thoughts and actions. The act of giving is a fundamental principle in the law of karma. It reminds us that by being generous and hospitable, we can create positive energy and abundance in our lives. Giving without expecting anything in return is a powerful way to invite positivity and abundance into our lives. You could do this in a couple of ways, actually. I always give to homeless people that are sat outside shops, and I will always try and help. I give to charity and I don't expect anything back in return. I give to charities that are close to my heart, so I do that. And I'm also quite a giving person, as in I give a lot to people. Like when I'm on my calls with clients and we're only supposed to be on that call for an hour, sometimes I can still be on that call 2 hours later. But if that person needs me, then I won't just say, oh, well, you've paid for your hour's up and that's it. So, giving is it's one of my principles that I live by. Next, we've got the law of change. And what this says is history repeats itself until we have learned from it and we change our path. Change is inevitable, and the law of karma advises us to embrace it. It teaches us that resisting change can lead to suffering, while accepting it and adapting can lead to growth and transformation. Change is an opportunity for us to learn, evolve, and create a better future. And the thing that comes to mind with this one is a friend of mine. She's had quite a few boyfriends, and each time she seems to pick the same type of person, and they always turn out to be narcissists. And we was talking a few weeks ago, and I said to her, she was saying to me, why do I always do this? And I said, it's because you've not learned your lesson. And she sort of looked at me and said, well, what do you mean? That's a bit harsh. And I went, no, it's not being harsh. This is the universe is trying to teach you a lesson about the people that you're choosing. And until you've learnt that lesson, you're going to keep picking and falling in love with the same person over and over again. And, you've got to try and figure out what that lesson is that the universe is trying to teach you. So I said to her, before you embark on a new boyfriend, then let me vet him first and see what he's like, just to make sure that she's not going to pick exactly the same one that she's picked time and time again. And we went through this process of, trying to figure out what it was that she went for in these people and why she was going for that thing. And it turned out that she's looking for love, but she wants deep love. But these people were offering a surface love that she mistakenly took for deep love. So once this surface love had disappeared, there was nothing, no foundations underneath that to keep the relationship going. So yeah, the law of change. We all need to change. We all need to embrace change. Change can be really good for us. So think about that one the next time you're thinking, oh, I don't really want to change anything. The next one is the law of significance and inspiration. Rewards are the result of the effort and energy we put into it. The law of significance and inspiration encourages us to live a life of purpose and inspiration. By finding meaning in our actions and inspiring others through our words and deeds, we create a positive legacy that can ripple through generations. I've always encouraged my children to speak the mind and speak openly, especially if something is bothering them. And also, I've asked them to look at the reasons why they're doing something and what it is that they feel that they're achieving from that. And, if they can, then encourage other people and just be a nice person. You don't need to be anything more than that for it to have a positive impact on people around you. So that's the law of significance and inspiration. And that's the 12 laws that are the 12 main karma laws that people will talk about. And the conclusion for this is that the 12 laws of karma offer profound insight into the nature of cause and effect in our lives. By understanding and applying these laws, we can navigate life with greater awareness, purpose, and fulfillment. As we embrace these principles, we not only create positive change in our own lives, but also contribute to the well-being of the world around us. Just think about it when the next time you are going to say something that might be hurtful, or you're going to say something that's going to be lovely. Just think about that, what that cause and what the effect is going to be, and see how much you notice whether you're living by these 12 laws or not. So have fun with them, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now.